Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon. It's anime. Welcome to another episode of AnimeShun. The squad is back. What's going on, y'all, man? What's cracking, man? Feeling good.
I feel good that I picked this show. Just like to point that out there. I feel good about my pick.
You're a cocky bastard because you picked a show that everybody already said is fire.
But how long have I been telling you about this show? I told you guys about the show from the day that episode number 2 dropped. I've been on this shit since the beginning, before everybody was talking about it.
True, but
so don't try to take it away.
We don't give a fuck about that, Brandon. We don't care about that.
Don't try to take it away.
You got to watch it even more and see it, flesh out and everything. And then now you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to recommend this.
Yeah, I mean, he did his homework.
We did. I'm just saying, though. Yeah, that wasn't a rule. Hey, we only can watch shows we haven't seen. Yeah, I've seen more anime than anybody else here.
At the end of the day, I was recommended Mob Psycho by mad people to say, like, this is one of the dopest animes ever. And then I saw a fighting clip. And I was like, this is dope. And actually, with this anime, let me just say this, because I didn't say this last time, but I didn't notice. I didn't notice with Demonslayer, and I watched this clip. It was like this. I don't want to spoil it, but
oh my god,
I watched.
You watched the spoiler?
I watched.
You watched the spoiler?
Of course he did. This is
goddamn it, Keenan.
Shit.
First of all, I didn't know it was a show, and
you should have saw it. You should have known.
No, it was on Instagram. And it was just an anime clip, and it was before we even watched the show.
Oh, okay.
Before we watched the show. Right. And all of a sudden, I just see this dude. He kind of like does something. He wakes up and then he goes to work. And I'm like, what? And I think I asked in the comments, like, what the fuck is this? And they were like, Demon Slayer. And I was like, we're watching Demon Slayer at some point. I was like, it was my pick if you didn't pick it. Yeah. So when he recommended it, it was going to probably be an audience pick also.
That was the best way I've ever seen somebody be like, yeah, Brennan, yeah, credit. But let me tell you about how I never mentioned this before. I never been brought up, but I would have picked this too.
I'll be honest, I stayed doing that because it's like I get so much information that I want people to be like, you got everything.
Can we give you an opportunity right now? Is there any other anime right now that you want to call out that you would have picked or could have picked right now? in case Rob picks it or Ice picks it and it's a good anime and you decide to take credit for it after
besides like Fire Force or something like that?
Yeah,
right
you got anything else?
Just
want to put it out there, give you the opportunity because I'm calling bullshit.
I mean, we got the chat logs. We can go back on the record.
No, I mean it's not. I literally saw. We want to show you the clip that I saw. I can tell you about the clip that I saw.
I don't want to hear this.
No.
Damn it!
No, it hasn't happened yet.
Oh, then don't do that?
That's what I'm saying. It's a clip that I saw beforehand. Why would I lie about that?
I'm excited.
So you call it bullshit? You feel like he wouldn't have ever suggested Demon Slayer?
I don't know if he ever would have suggested it or not. I'm just saying his timing right now, where I'm like, hey guys, isn't it great that I picked this show? And his response was, actually, I would have.
I'll give you this though. Our first bonfire show was what, May?
Yeah.
He was in the office watching Demon Slayer when we were setting up. He was like, Ice, you have to watch this.
Just watch
this. Yes.
Yeah.
He was like, just watch this scene.
Yeah.
And that was in May. So
I'm not. No.
I don't know how many episodes in that was.
Not
but
very many.
Yeah.
The clip that I saw, you already said the show was dope. I'm not saying that I saw this clip before you said anything. You already said this. Mad people already suggested it. When I saw the clip, I didn't know what it was. All I saw was this dope-ass scene, and I was like, I think Keon's brother was like, he said something on it. He was like, that's Demon Slayer, dog. And I said, we got to watch this shit. He's like, I've been telling you got to watch this shit.
What's his name? Keon's brother?
Keith.
Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keith being...
shout out to Keith, man.
Yeah, shout out to Keith.
Yeah,
He's dope.
What's his name?
Damn, I forgot.
I'll
sorry,
tell you in a second. He's saying the
You're his guy.
Yeah.
I thought I was his guy because we talk in person.
See, that's different.
But he hit me. He kept me real. He's like, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I kind of lean towards Brendan on the show. I said, I said, I know how he is. I was like, I see you as
OG
as like
anime head.
No, that's not.
No,
OG.
that's
not him. Oh, shut up.
Yeah. See,
OG
that is
anime.
another guy.
Shout out to OG anime.
And he's dope too. Yeah, him
he rocks with me heavy. So does Spider. He rocks with me. A lot of people be like, people be saying, I don't know what they be saying to y'all.
Young Keith.
Yeah,
Young Keith.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
People be rocking with me. I know y'all be trying to dog me out, but.
And I'm literally writing to Young Keith right now. Just gave you a shout out on air.
Okay. Yeah, man. But yeah, we're gonna get into the Demon Slayers episodes 5 through 8. And picks up where we left off in the last episode, man.
Yeah,
slicing off heads.
Yeah, direct pickup. Before
we do that, I have one thing I'd like to mention. is in our group chat. What happened over the past few was it last night you sent that, Keenan? Where you said yeah. So last night, this show actually, Demon Slayer, was trending on Twitter because of the episode that came out this weekend. And it's funny because Keenan was just happened to be on Twitter and then thought because he's been watching the show and like tweeting about the show that he was seeing something in response to that. But he wasn't seeing that. He was just seeing the straight up things that were trending on Twitter because this episode that dropped was crazy. So he texted us about it, and I was at work when he texted us. Like I was on set doing stuff, and I was just like, I got excited because I knew what had happened the episode before because I'm all the way caught up on the show. And I couldn't remember, though, because I was so sleep deprived and tired. And I got home last night after seeing your text, and I watched it. And I was just like, oh, okay, this show right now is, like I was telling Rob earlier, easily top tier for me. Top tier anime.
I can see. To me, this might jump. It has the potential to jump My Hero because of Deku being such a whiny bitch up front. This has This doesn't really has.
Yeah, you're fucking crazy.
Blasphemous.
You're wild.
Whoa. First of all, I said has the potential. I didn't say it was.
I'd say at the best it could be on par with My Hero, but we should get into the episodes because remember how I told you I predicted that there'd be a character that comes in that you guys
that can shut everything down.
Yeah, it could. It's not gonna shut everything down. I'm just saying it just like you're.
Was he in it? This one?
Oh, he definitely was in this,
Rob found
this
him.
fourth episode.
Rob found him.
Yeah.
Let's get into it
for sure.
Yeah,
right.
I know he was.
I know I know who it was.
Yep.
When he popped on the screen, I said, "This is who Brandon's talking about."
It's 100. You're right. Whatever you think right
like,
now.
With the arm grab.
No, not the arm grab guy.
Nope.
I think it's the dude in yellow that's just like, oh, I'm gonna die.
Oh, that one?
That is him.
Yep.
Like,
I found him pretty funny.
No, there you
All
go.
right, guys. Let's all remember Ice's first impression.
All right.
We'll
All
see.
right.
We'll see
Go
what
ahead,
happens.
Rob.
Rob, go do what you
I took
do.
notes this time, guys, on the episode.
Oh,
Me
good,
too.
good.
Me too.
So yeah, this starts off with direct pickup. Chopping heads. He kills that demon, and then like we kind of get this like surprisingly touching backstory to this demon where you see him like as a kid, like the day that he was turned, and like he's eating his brother, and he's having this moment where he's kind of in between worlds going off, and Tanjiro kind of like says a prayer. He's just like, God, if you reincarnate this man, like just make sure when he comes back he doesn't come back as a demon.
It seems that poor kid, because it wasn't a guy, it was a kid.
Yeah, and like as he's dying, he's like realizing who he used to be, and he's reaching out for his brother's hand, and his brother's spirit comes and gets him. It's like, oh man,
That's
like
pretty tight.
that demon.
Bruh.
I didn't think I was gonna care about this dude.
I didn't either. I forgot about that part.
And that's what I think. That's what's so dope about this show, just out the gate, is that all right now. It's harder to now just kill the demons and not feel for them.
Yeah.
Because every single one of them was somebody, had a life, probably had a family, kids, wife, children, whatever.
Yeah. They're not just like soulless things that appear from the darkness to kill you.
Exactly. If it was just that, if it was like some Demon Slayer shit, some Goblin Slayer shit where they're just killing goblins, I think in that case it's different. We don't care about that.
Yeah, they're humanized.
But yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, damn, that.
What is his face, Ice? Hold on a second.
I don't know.
I don't
feel that. Like
No,
this. I don't know.
We didn't expect
Maybe
you
if
to feel
your
that.
pants
I just
weren't so tight.
I don't get it. Like I get what you're saying. I thought that was dope. I like the part when he was holding his hand before. That was cool. But like, it's a fucking demon. Like it's a fucking demon.
but
Just kill him.
it is now,
Yeah,
but
it's
it
like-
didn't used to be.
It was literally a person that had a family.
That also just killed 50 people over the course of all these years.
The demon
Fuck
of him
him.
was. But
Not
the person
through
that,
their their own
Look at his sister.
faculties.
Nah.
clearly his sister would have had that type of moment also.
I'll say this moment. Ice might be a really good Demon Slayer. You know what I'm saying? He'd be good. He wouldn't be good at being like our protagonist here. He wouldn't be good at that. Like his own sister would have been done dead.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
And
Something
he
like that. That's like
Killed.
no.
Wait,
I
you
would.
said
I
in the
would
last
have.
episode you would have killed her.
Yeah.
But now watching it more, it's like if there's something out there, if there's no cause, then I'm fucking killing you. But it's like something like that. If I would have caught him when he was a boy, when he first started being a demon, then that would have touched me.
I mean, I'm not saying don't kill this dude.
Well,
like,
yeah,
you gotta.
who said
But
that?
I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying, maybe like to feel for him. Like I don't feel like after they built him up as this person that killed all these kids, and it's been over 47 years and all this stuff. Like if I would have caught him at a kid, demon, 2 or 3 people in, I would have felt it because it's like fuck, you ain't had no choice. But it's been 47 years, and you just been catching bodies. Like I don't give a fuck about you. Like
it
I'm
sounds
cutting your
like
head off.
Ice doesn't have good empathy skills.
Seems like they're
Possibly.
average at best.
Yeah, because at that,
It's
I
not-
get what
not level 9,000.
mentality wise. I understand at that point. I'm like, even if I'm him, I'm like, you had to go though, bro. Like I gotta, even though I'm a feel for you, but I'm gonna be like, yo, I gotta kill these demons because it's what y'all do.
Can't turn them all back into people.
Yeah. Right. But in the sense of watching that particular moment on the show, just watching it as a spectator, I was able to empathize and be like, damn, like he had a whole life and he clearly didn't want this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I was necessarily choked up, but I was just
Right.
like, fuck,
Right.
that's a level
Right.
of deepness I didn't expect the show to go to in this
That's
moment.
what it was.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like-
Exactly.
I mean,
right.
but if we move on.
Okay.
Actually, the part where I got emotional this episode comes up in a few minutes.
Yeah.
I was surprised. It caught me. I was just like, oh, emotions.
Yeah, I mean, because from there.
Are you rewatching this?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I watched it all this morning.
So from here, he goes on. Tanjiro goes on, and he survives the trial. They pretty much fast forward through the whole thing. They show him running into a few other demons that he's trying to ask, like, how do you turn a demon back into a person? But they're just like, ah! They got nothing to.
Right.
give him.
Well, maybe
demons,
I
yeah.
forgot about this too. I was mad that the fucking coward ran away.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Well, he
that
didn't
dude
make
was
it out.
We didn't talk about that.
That
Yeah.
dude was a bitch.
he was a
Bruh.
So he got his
My
just
man
desserts,
saved
I
his
guess.
life.
Yeah.
Tanjiro saved his life from that guy. Saved his life, and then the guy's like, "Oh wow!" And then Tanjiro gets hit and is about to get eaten, and that dude's like, "Wow, he's getting eaten. Let me escape."
Let me bounce. Didn't say thank you. Nothing.
Well, he
He was a
wasn't.
bitch.
We already know what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he walked out of that demon's hand straight into the mouth of another one
Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
like,
He
at the
deserved
end of
every
these
bit of
7
it.
days,
Yeah.
like, it's Tanjiro shows up and there's only 4 of them left after out of
One
all
thing
that
I
whole
do
crowd of
do
kids.
appreciate
Yeah,
the show.
100 yeah,
They
it's
do
about
not
that.
fuck around with time.
No,
I
No.
was like, oh fuck, we got to see.
That's
all
what I'm
7
saying.
days.
They're
It
not
was
putting
like,
filler in this
nope.
show,
No.
bro.
Him going through the woods
identified-
was the 7 days.
yeah, I was like, that was one night.
Yeah.
in these 4 episodes, I identified one moment of filler.
Okay. Well,
Just for the we'll get there. We're
I'll
not
get there.
yet.
Okay.
I
And
identified
also
one
too, so when
moment
this
of
kid didn't, when if these 4 show up and then Tanjiro looks back, he doesn't see the kid that he helped out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, good.
Oh, you talking about me having
Good.
empathy?
filler. No,
No,
that
no.
kid. That's what kid we're talking about. That was a piece of shit that didn't help
I
him.
know.
when he
I'm just
needed
saying.
it,
He's
that
just
he
saying
helped.
somebody.
But I'm
died.
saying like this demon was a kid who's innocent who got turned into a demon.
That's
and had
different.
instincts take
So
over.
You
got-
did a snake move.
And this kid was fully in his own right mind.
Yes.
Had his life saved
Snake.
after going through the training to
saying he's
become a
good, he
demon
died. I
I
slayer.
was gonna say, he went to the final trial.
I went to the same. I feel the same way. I'm just saying that ain't no type of empathy. Somebody just still died. Somebody, you saying good? He died. That's not empathy at all.
Tanjiro, yeah, he wasn't feeling that though. He
Yeah.
felt bad. He was just
Yeah.
like,
Tanjiro
oh,
has
man, like,
all the empathy.
he was like,
smells it.
he thought he took that as a time to be like, man, I was weak because I couldn't save that guy too.
Yeah.
He was like, I should have acted sooner.
Tanjiro is the protagonist's protagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight
He's
up.
a
Great
good
job.
dude.
Great job.
Yeah.
so
He's a
far.
good guy.
He's a good dude.
He ain't no bitch.
No.
Not at all.
And so the other 3 kids that make it, there's one dude that's got the scar across his face that we clocked earlier, and he's got a lot of anger problems. I'm
Yep.
sure we'll figure out why.
I thought
later
he
on.
was like I said. I thought he
He's
was a good
Bakugo.
guy.
Yeah, bro.
He's
that's
basically Bakugo,
exactly what
yeah,
I
for
said.
sure.
I wrote it down in my thing. I said we got to Bakudo part 2.
Yeah.
And that's why I thought he was the annoying one.
But he shuts it down kind of quick.
No, like when Tanjiro grabs his arm
Yeah.
and does the breathing, he's just like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check me.
This kid's strong.
There's another guy that's all dressed in yellow that is very much like I can't believe I survived this. There's no way I'm going to survive that. But like the rest of this, the rest of being a demon slayer. But they're like, nah, give him a sword. He'll be fine.
He
Wait,
must
wait,
be
hold on a
dope
second.
though.
Have you guys watched the intro?
Oh yeah. So he's got
I saw
some
him in the
sort
intro,
of stuff.
and I'll say he's actually the reason why I watched the show.
Interesting.
That was the clip I saw,
Interesting.
Oh, I know what clip
and you know what
saw.
I'm talking. You probably don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I know exactly.
That's
what
when I
you're
was
talking
like,
about. Yeah.
okay. I
I
thought
understand
he was approaching. I
Like
wouldn't
I
go any further.
said, his attitude.
Fuck
I've purely spoken to you guys about his attitude.
Right.
All right.
If he does work, I can put up with it. That's the only thing that's annoying characters is if they don't.
This
If
Cameron.
Oh my God. Let's just not go down this road.
No, Cameron. I just want that clip right there. That
What?
clip, what he just said.
Time-
for the next
timestamp that,
episode.
yeah,
Can you timestamp that?
you can
Yeah.
talk
Clip
about,
right
you can
there?
try to translate that to Sinji, but that's not the.
That's it. That's all I had to say.
That's
Please
not the
move
thing.
on, Rob. Move on.
No, that's not even close to what Sinji's doing because Sinji doesn't even fight when the time comes.
I mean,
So,
we're about to see when it comes.
Please,
up with them.
Rob,
But
as we were.
the lady, but the girl too. I thought she
There was the girl. She didn't say a fucking word. She's
No.
just like hanging out with the butterflies.
But
like,
you know what though? I don't know what it was. I feel like she's gonna be fire.
I was gonna say she's ice
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah, she was just. If you look at the butterflies after all that killing,
She
she
got
was just
that.
sitting there. Oh, butterflies. That means she's like, this shit don't bother me, man.
She's got it switched off in her brain.
Exactly.
She's just.
But the thing about it, the dude said 5.
I saw that too. He's just like, oh,
That's-
as many as 5.
Yeah, I was when I rewatched. That's one of the things I put in my notes. I was like, 5. I
Was
only
there-
saw 4.
Yeah. Was there one that they found later or something? He didn't show up. That she didn't show up. Something like that. I don't
Maybe,
know.
maybe they got there first.
Could've
Maybe
been.
it was the butterfly.
But they're just like, all right, guys, you're the ones that made it. So, here's your uniform. Here's your standard issue crow. You got to get your crow.
Those crows are hilarious.
I'm down with the crow. Once I saw that, I'm like, I kind of want to be a Demon Slayer. That sounds dope.
Once they started talking, I was like, I'm with it.
Yeah.
Crows are so much.
Yeah.
You gotta go here. It's like, all right, cool.
I'm down with the crow. That sounds great. The one guy, I don't know if he seriously just has a sparrow or if that was a joke in that moment.
No. Got him.
That's his. It's a sparrow.
Oh, okay.
Hilarious.
Right, good for him. But the other thing,
Rob,
good for him. The end of it, they're just because the one angry dude's just like, fuck all that. Where is my sword? And he even grabs one of the little
and I thought they was
Xenosamas
gonna
by
fuck
the
him
hair.
up.
Yeah, I thought they was about to
I was like,
fuck
let
him.
him have it. But
Tanjiro
Tanjiro steps
those people
in.
that's hella like they're calm or they like the mediators and stuff, but they fuck
If you
you
don't
up
let
if you
go
try.
of me, I'm gonna break your arm 20 times.
Yeah.
Break it, then fix it, then break it again.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was gonna happen, but they didn't do shit.
They just played it and that even shows another level of like how not scared they were in that moment.
I guess I can't say this yet because it didn't come up.
Okay,
But I wanted to say something like I figured I was gonna ask, were they demons?
possibly,
Yeah, I mean,
No, they can't because they would have got fucked up by those flowers.
Right.
maybe,
but
but there's some stuff coming
They
down
was
the pipe
relatively
that,
close
like-
no, but we
the
learn
flowers.
we learn more about demons in these episodes. So there's a
Yeah.
possibility that they are demons on the right side, and they just don't cross the flowers. So because they never were in the flowers, they didn't walk through the flowers. They were after everybody.
They're
walked through
relatively close to him, though.
They
Yeah,
are relatively
definitely.
close,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
maybe. But at the same time, not all demons necessarily need to consume humans to survive. So maybe she hasn't. Maybe they have some kind of like I don't know, resistance to the flowers.
Bottom line, they ain't give a fuck.
No.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
But Tanjiro still steps up and grabs the dude by the arm and is just like, you fucking let her go, I will break your arm.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh, yeah, you got it? Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
No,
my
You're
bad, my bad.
squeezing. Yeah, you got it.
You ever,
That's it.
That's all you, bro. It's all
you ever
you.
been like a kid or something like that? Somebody grabbed you, be like, man, I will whoop you.
Hey.
hey.
Can't even.
You
like,
can't get through.
You're
You just
stronger
say,
than what you
"Alright."
thought. Like, oh.
It's like, oh, okay, cool.
As
we were.
I'll chill. And they're just like, all right, guys, like the last part is that you choose the ore from which your sword will be made, like
And they always
your
looking at it
specific
like-
sword.
And they're always looking at like, I don't know how to choose ore.
But Tanjiro, the daredevil with the smell,
Yep.
he
Matt Murdock.
sniffs it out, and he's just like, that is my ore. And then everybody, I guess, just chooses it from there.
Yep.
But they're like, it's going to take a couple weeks.
I really thought it was gonna be some corny thing, and it still might go back to it. They might, go back and say it, but like it was gonna be some corny thing where he picks that little bitty ore, and everybody's like, oh,
I thought the same.
you got the little one, you're stupid, and then it ended up being
The
some
strongest, most mythical.
I mean, that kind of ends up happening a little bit later on because we find out that these are called color-changing swords.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to, like, each sword changes color depending on who is wielding it. And,
Yeah.
like, it changes its, like, color to its master, has different properties. And they're like, it's going to take a few weeks. These are special swords. It's going to take a couple weeks to get to you. But, go home. We got a guy.
Unless
He'll
you got
find
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Go to wherever you came from. We'll take care of you.
So Tanjiro limps home, literally.
Yeah.
7 days. I like that they didn't even show like the rest of the 7 days because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We know that the rest of these demons are no match for him. 'Cause
Yeah.
Right.
Like he's trying to talk to him. They're so easy for him to kill. He's like, yo, can we talk? No, okay, cool. Can we talk? Okay, no, cool.
Cut out the BS.
So,
I
but
love it.
over 7 days, his body's broken down. So he's trying to get back, and he has a stick, and he's barely making it.
But he finally makes it, and right outside is Nezuko's sister, who,
Yeah.
she kicks the door down when she hears him.
Yeah.
She's been asleep for 2 years at this
Damn.
point. And she runs to him, and they hug, and then the master's just like, one of my students came back, and like,
And see,
they're all
he
crying.
did know that he was out there fucking him up.
He did, yeah, because he's just like,
so
you
that
finally
makes him
beat
trash
the one.
as fuck.
I mean, that's why he's just like, I'm not going to train any more kids, because every kid I train ends up getting eaten
He's
up by
like,
this one
obviously,
guy.
I'm not. I think
He's
the way
like-
he looks at it, he's like, I'm not a good enough trainer, especially after you trained the other kid that was really powerful that almost
Yeah.
did beat him. He's like, if that kid can't beat him, I
This
gave him
kid-
everything.
Yeah.
That's like Megalobox.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, he
Yeah.
did say he gave him what he thought was an impossible task. He's like, he's
Yeah.
never going to fucking split this boulder.
Yeah, it's like, I'll hang out with you. I'll take care of you. I know you've been through some stuff. I'll teach you the ability to defend yourself, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to ever let you be a demon slayer.
I'll be honest. I'm still not. If I'm Tanjiro, I'm still not. And maybe because he's different. But for me personally, once his sister ran out, I'm still thinking like, this chick still might eat me. Like I was like when she ran, because she ran really aggressively. I was still kind of be on guard, like, hey, sis, we good? Okay. Oh, you straight still? Like, but I mean, he didn't give. He clearly didn't care. And it was.
Do y'all
right move.
think that his master is 100% like a good guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think
trained
he showed
kids.
anything diabolical.
Yeah, he's I mean, he's very tough nosed and like not about no bullshit, but I put him in the most Master Roshi class easy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't have anything.
I could see something weird because they did have that cutaway scene to some dude we don't see his face, and he's just like, "Oh, my number of children has increased again," and I'm like, he must be the leader of the Demon Slayers, but that guy, I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know. That sounded real weird.
That
Like he didn't say that, and like, why wouldn't you introduce yourself to these kids or something?
Something,
like, Why are you staying in the shadows?
So, but this right here is the moment that I was talking about. Like when Tanjiro comes back and the sister hugs him, and then the master comes and hugs both of them, and you can see on the side of his mask that he's crying. That's when I was in my feelings a little bit. I was just like, oh wow, I don't remember seeing that the first time I watched it. I was like, oh okay, like he really is about this, because you have to imagine, like for me, I put myself in the master's place where he's had 15, 20
Lost
kids
all these
die.
kids,
He's never seen again. He's had to say goodbye for the last time. Remembering how he was in that last meal with Tanjiro, and then now that he came back, like how overcome he was with the emotion. Like I'm sure he was setting up his life to deal with Nezuko for the rest of his life. He was going to watch Nezuko for the rest of her life.
Yeah, and this is his family. And now this is his family. He got he's like, I got a family here.
Yeah, he's like, I got a family. I'm going to send you off. And like how proud he was and how excited. All of that, for me, it hit me. And I was just like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
In my feels.
He's just like, wait a minute, where's that mask I made you?
Yeah, he didn't say that.
Hilarious.
Wait a minute.
Did he say that?
No, he didn't say that.
No, I would say it would have been funny if he
Did
did.
you cry?
That would have been.
Huh?
You cried?
No, I didn't. I felt it though, like back, like behind my ear, my eyes. So,
Hilarious.
I'm not going to cry. I'm going to be strong.
I'm good. I'm strong.
But from there they fast forward 2 weeks, and the delivery man shows up with his sword, and maybe this is your filler moment because this guy was, literally a clown.
Yeah.
He shows up with his clown mask, and he's just like, oh yeah, you must have been good luck because you've got red hair, red eyes, like your family worked with fire. That means you're good luck. I bet you're going to get a red sword.
Hey, I'll say this. That's a moment. Please continue.
All right.
I
So
feel like the sword's going to turn red sometime. I just feel like
it could.
Yeah.
It could.
But it only changes color with the different people. I think it stays consistent with the person though.
Yeah, you would think. I don't know. Maybe something happened.
Yeah.
But all that happens is he's able to when Tanjiro does draw the sword, instead of turning red, it turns black.
Yeah.
Which
Just
maybe
like-
that's because that's all colors, so maybe it has the properties
I know that
of them all.
Tanjiro was like, oh, look at that. And the two guys are like, so what does that mean? Not very many people have that. Normally they say that whoever gets it's not going to live long. So
Yeah, because that's how they haven't been able to figure it out.
Yeah, they don't even really know.
They don't live
Black is
long.
a lot of times used as always something negative.
Or
I would
mysterious.
say most
In
often
most
than not.
cases.
Yeah,
most cases always
it's
look at something
right.
negative, which that's a whole different
Yeah.
route.
Being a whole black man.
Yeah,
thing. We don't want to go into
when I,
that.
when I
Black
saw
male.
that, I was just like,
Preach, brother.
I feel like in this case, black should be like, yo, this is like you had a black one.
Operating in the
That's
shadows.
just gonna be. We don't even know what that is.
I
'cause
actually
it's
kind
crazy.
of like how they just left it as an air of mystery. It's like we really don't know.
Yeah.
I could totally see it like we eventually get the reveal that his master had a black sword as well or something like that because he's just like,
Yeah, we still haven't seen his sword.
no, we haven't.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because we do know he had the same sense of smell or a very similar sense of smell.
Yeah.
That Tanjiro uses, but it feels like whoever is going to make it through that test has to have some kind of advanced sense or ability that allows them to do something that other people normally can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as the one clown guy's he's all disappointed because he wanted it to be a red sword, but
He was so mad.
yeah, he was super mad. But while they're talking about that, the Tanjiro's crow shows up and he's just like, "We got your first mission. There's this town in the northeast. There's girls have been just disappearing like in the middle of the night. So we think it's demon activity. Why don't you go up there check it out?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "All right, cool. First mission. Let's get to work."
So I have one thing to say about this. At the very beginning, one thing I forgot to mention last episode is one of my things I really like about this show is the sound design and the music. The music of this show
point.
is easily
Yeah.
it's shampoo level.
On point.
It is untouchable. And second thing is
I just had
is in
something to say. I saw his face.
the music of Samurai Champloo is undeniable.
fire.
It's really good. Yeah.
That was the
That's
that's
all
our
I was
favorite
about
thing
to
about
say.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not even close to
I was gonna say I think Samurai Champloo
Yeah.
might be better.
Yeah.
This is good.
It's
but
good, but
Samurai Champloo is the only thing I
music,
can compare it to, or maybe like Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say though is that in the beginning of every episode, when shows like that Misty stuff, it's like nah. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That part, I fucking love that sound.
You know
Yeah,
what?
it's cool.
I think the hardest part of that show is when they switch it. It's like shoo, like they had like the pictures and like in the middle of they had
Yeah.
a sliding thing. It's a picture of somebody, then they slide it. I think that's my favorite part because
Yeah,
the animation and it's just like a video game. I don't know.
Yeah, it
it's
looks
pretty-
No, they do.
It's
this,
super dope.
This whole every aspect of this show seems to have had a lot of thought, energy, and time put
Agreed.
into it. But this next episode is really interesting.
This next episode, there's kind of some overlap here. The clown guy's gone, but it is Tanjiro's master's giving him some just like last bit of instruction before he heads out. He's just like, listen, you're going to be facing a lot stronger demons from here on out.
Yep.
They do this like demon blood art thing, which allows them to use spells and do shit that just people can't do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got to
It's
keep
gonna
your
be
eye out
weird.
for that.
It's gonna be weird, bro. It's gonna
Yeah.
be tough. It's gonna be weird.
And he's, Well, I was going to say, he also tells him that, like, your sister, she's been sleeping this whole time, but I think the sleep is actually what's keeping her from going crazy.
And
So,
eating people and shit.
yeah. He's like, I made you this box that you can carry around in. It's all super strong. Won't let any
Super
sunlight
light,
in.
super strong.
Super light. Carry her around on your back. And, you know,
Good.
How much
send a
is-
letter every once in a
how
while.
That's
much-
I'll
one
see you
thing
later.
they're not. That's one thing from a writing standpoint that they're not consistent with is how her in the box and how that works.
I was like, man, she
that
folds
kinda-
up small.
Yeah, that's something that they not.
My
No,
they
they
bad.
don't
did.
blow
They
it.
said she has the ability to shrink.
But we don't
she
know how
does?
small
Yeah.
though.
'Cause
'Cause
no,
my thing was, I was
Remember? There was a whole episode about that, like where she grew up. The first she got big, and then he's like, "Hey, can you fit inside?"
I
this?"
know
No, we
that,
know that,
but
we
they're
know
not
that.
consistent with it. Like I'll get into it later.
I wanted to
but,
see
like,
how
yeah.
small she was because I was gonna be like, "Yo, leave her ass there
Yeah.
with the master while he does work."
Right.
Because it's like if I gotta carry you everywhere, because at the end of the day, I was figuring she's gonna be still as small as a small child,
Right.
which is still a good 40 to 60 pounds on your back,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
a lot.
But you know how strong he is. You running up that mountain and
but
shit.
still,
Bruh,
I just like
a
that
burden.
whole that whole part. That's the only thing that kind of nags me.
Yeah,
All
I mean,
I'll
he's
say
definitely doing some weight training, clearly,
Yeah.
if he's just, like, jogging all over
All
Japan
I'm
with
saying
his
is-
fucking sister on
Right.
his back.
I would have brought a demon with me to help fight other demons personally.
It's a good
It's not
to
like
have
she's a
number
little
two.
sister that's just like a helpless, like help me.
Well, I was
She's not that
I
at
was
all.
I was wondering was that going to be the case? Was she going to be kind of like his sidekick in the sense of like, all right, she's going to be helping him fight in all his battles?
Gruesome.
I didn't know
Gruesome.
that or not.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, but I'm saying
And at
either
the
way,
time,
she's a
you-
demon. She could
yeah.
defend herself,
Yeah.
as she proved before this point. Like in the third episode, she kicked that demon's head off. You know what I'm saying? It's like we know she could fight at this point. It's like how well she could fight. It's like now that I'm a trained demon slayer, it's like I might be able to teach her how to fight too.
The only caveat to that, though, is like, well, she's not feeding on people, and that's
Right.
the source of demon strength is
Right.
blood, and
Yeah.
she's not getting any more of it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
how long can she maintain this
fight.
level
Yeah.
of you
Right.
know,
Well, and
yeah.
but she's your only family too, so it's just like
Yeah.
for me, and the whole entire purpose of him becoming a demon slayer is to fix
mean,
her.
the
You
master-
don't have to have
I'll
that
bring her.
reminder on
Absolutely.
your back.
The
I'll bring
master,
her.
the master
Right.
did a good time, a good 2 years without you, bro. You
Yeah.
did. Master could take care of her. He's the master number one and two.
Right.
he-
Wait,
he
a
took
good
care-
2 years without you? What you mean? She was asleep,
What I'm saying, he took care of her for 2 years still.
but Tanjiro was there.
No, he wasn't.
He was
For
living
2
in the
years,
house.
he was there.
Yeah, he was there. He was living in the house training,
He,
Yeah.
I mean, but he was training though.
and she was asleep. So what are you talking about?
I'm,
I'm
saying,
saying, but
he
The master could have took care of her while he went out and did what he has to do.
Yeah,
is what
he
I'm
didn't
saying.
need her
He
with
doesn't
No,
him.
he
need to
could
be
have, but
alone.
I'm just saying he didn't for 2 years. Is my point. You just said he did it for 2 years. He
Oh
did
no,
not.
because I was under something that when he was going off on this whole thing right now,
That was
that whole
7 days.
train. That's right. It was.
All right.
I mean, the only thing I
Yes.
can think of that is beneficial to have as sisters, like we're talking about, like turn of the 20th century Japan. It's like if you find somebody that's like, yeah, I know how to turn a demon
might-
back
you
into a
don't wanna
person.
be
It's
like, hold
all right,
on.
let me march
Yeah.
back to Kyoto where I got
Yeah.
my sister holed up,
Yeah.
and then I'll come back with her and like hope
just
everything's
doesn't
still
make sense.
good.
Mm.
If he
you
has
know?
the ability to take her, he should. Because
Yeah,
she can
so-
help him fight,
True.
and he's trying to heal her, which could.
I don't
take
think
way
him the fighting aspect. He didn't think. About
I don't think that came
Yeah,
into his
that-
mind.
No,
think
he's
that's-
still
no.
he's still very much so in defend my sister mode. I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. But he does head out on his adventure. He heads off to this small town, and pretty much gets into shit immediately.
This
like,
episode is set up like a horror movie.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Even the
like
music in this shit.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
This episode was
my
terrifying.
heart was pounding a little bit during a couple
Yeah.
parts of
Hey,
it.
can you imagine
Yeah.
being in your bed?
Yeah,
Especially
night
when she
watching
was
this
laying
episode?
down. I mean, she
Yeah.
was laying down and.
The arm?
yeah, that's where I was just
Yeah.
like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Because they show up in this town. And then the episode before, we saw a quick cut scene where like this young couple's walking through the street. They're laughing, they're joking, they're having a nice time, and then all of a sudden the guy turns and his girl's gone. Like her shit's just on the ground. He's like, what the hell? Turns out she's disappeared. Tanjiro gets into town and is looking into shit and runs into this guy where everybody's kind of looking at him like, oh man, it's the poor what's his face. Like
Yeah,
he's all
it's the
beat up
guy.
and looking crazy and all this shit. He's saying his girl just disappeared. Nobody believes him. And Tanjiro runs up. He's just like, nah, dude, I believe you. Like, tell me everything you know. Starts, sniffing out the demon. And this guy's just like, what the fuck is this little kid doing? Like sniffing on the ground. But we see that he got beat up by his girl's parents because they think
Beat
he
his
did
ass.
something with her.
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
Which, it makes sense. If I'm that girl's dad, I'm like, what the fuck did you do
I'm
with her?
beating you up whether I think you did it or not. She was in your care, and I trusted you.
Yeah.
I gotta fuck you up.
And she's gone.
Yeah.
Just a matter of principle, man.
Yep.
But as the sun's going down and he's
Said
just
a
like, I
matter
don't
of
know,
principle.
maybe we should go to sleep. And Tanjiro's just like, nah, this is when they're active.
He was like, wait, what?
This is when they get it
They're
cracking.
active?
Who is they?
What the fuck? He's just like,
Kidnappers?
and then the guy starts to put it together. He's just like, he just say demons? Like, what the?
And Tanjiro runs off when he smells something, and he's like, wait, that dude's fast
He
as
was
shit.
fucking
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
He
He's
like,
gone.
out.
He had the
Jumped to the
Jedi
roof?
skills. He was jumping up on the roofs.
And
This
that
dude
shit
is
was
like,
not
what is
like
happening?
it was weird too though, because how they were doing it around town. It looked like the town was pretty small,
Yeah.
but that scent was far.
Yeah.
Like he was out, then he had to jump, hop, skip. Like, he was far as fuck. And
Yeah.
he was out.
Yeah, so because he basically smells that the demon is active and about to claim another victim, and we cut to see that scene, this is where I was like, this is creepy as fuck. Like, this young girl's like putting her like kid sister to bed or something like that, and just like, sleep tight, don't go outside, dangerous out there. And as she's going to bed, we're seeing something like watching her and this like shadow kind of stalking her.
See, this I don't like this shit. Like, I don't watch horror movies and shit. So like for this scene, I was just like,
this particular demon made me nervous about like, all right, what else can they fucking do?
Yeah.
This dude, this is something I wasn't prepared for. Even watching this,
and I'm glad that they did this because it elevated the demons for me.
For sure.
Because they were really linear until this point.
Yeah.
But now
it turns up.
Yeah.
Like, the demons turn up.
Yeah. So like the shadow, shows up beneath her bed and drags her down into the floor, which is a fucking nightmare.
Covers her mouth.
You just see like these arms. Yeah, these arms come out of the ground, covers her mouth and eyes, and just drags her back into the darkness underneath her bed. What?
That's crazy.
What?
And that's the great thing about horror too, because it just leads you to the imagination of like, what the fuck is in that
What's
fucking
down there?
void? Yeah, what did he just put her into?
Absolute death. That's what's down there.
Pretty much. And so Tanjiro shows up, and they're just like, "What the hell's going on?" But he's.
I have a question.
Yeah. What's
what
up?
could actually be worse than what happens? Like, she gets dragged into there, and then you get literally devoured by 3 demons.
I mean, almost nothing. That is horrifying.
That's probably hell. That's like if
you get devoured in this void of stuff. Like, you were in your bed a second ago, you get your mouth and hands covered, then you get put into a void, and you're like, what is this? And
it's
there's
like
3
you wake
demons.
up dead.
Yeah.
You wake up dead.
Wake up dead?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Rob. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's all good. They Tanjiro and the dude show up, and they're just sort of like checking things out. It seems like they're too late, but Tanjiro's just like, no, they're still nearby. I smell this shit.
Yeah.
And then he takes his sword and plunges it into the ground and manages to like kind of open up the gateway and pull this girl out of it.
Which was boss's.
That was pretty hard.
He pulled her out and it's like, oh shit. And the demons. Now, the one thing that I said when I was talking about the sound design, the sound of this demon,
like grinding his teeth.
That's what gave me actual chills, bro.
Yeah, that was creepy as
it's like
fuck.
it was on the edge of what I can tolerate, like sonically.
Yeah.
Like, cause like scratching on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
It was like that, but then it also was like scary, and it's like I was listening to it in my AirPods, and I'm like I almost pause it on every time you hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just say AirPods.
I don't hear broke, bro.
But you know about this scene too was fire that's coming up was in the scene. That POV shot.
Yeah. Oh, with the sword.
That POV shot. Do you remember the POV shot with the sword?
With the
It's
sword.
a POV shot with the sword. Like he's standing regular. Also, it cuts like a POV. Remember the video game Doom?
Yeah.
It cut to a shot like that, and he's kind of walking around.
Yeah.
That shit looks so
It was dope.
This show does a good job between just the animation and how it
Whoever
shoots
the
it.
director of this show,
Amazing.
Yeah.
like, my man.
I think too. Like, I love fucking horror. So like this was like when he came and was chittering it, doing the teeth stuff. I was like, this is dope. Like I would honestly have sleep when I watched this, and then that like got me up and actually took me through the next couple episodes.
Yeah.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah, it was. So the fight starts off, and it turns out it's not just one demon, but this demon has split itself into 3 pieces, and they start to confront this guy, and he tells him, hey, you got to let me eat that girl because she's like 16 now, and like the longer she lives, the grosser she's gonna taste. Yeah. So like he's gonna just hand her over.
Is that I wonder, is that how anime looks at women?
Yeah.
Because every time it's 16-year-old girls are like, they're beautiful, they're busty, they're this and they're that. And then you show somebody like Boma, who you be like, on screen, she's visually still beautiful. We're like, Boma's ugly, Boma's old, Boma's this. And it's like, Chi-Chi's, it's like, but every time on these animes, when it's a 16-year-old girl, it's always this, she's beautiful. She's even the grown men.
I mean, at the same time, though, I think that it goes both ways because all the anime that we've watched, the protagonists are like 15, 16-year-old guys, too. So I think they worship that time period, not necessarily just women. And the general, and I'm not saying worship, but like they covet that type of period of your life, and I think there's a reason for it. Like one of the things that you could relate to it is that's when you feel things the strongest in your life. Like remember the first time like a girl touched your arm the right way, and you're just like, oh, or like you hear music a whole different ways. Like whenever you ask somebody what their favorite music in their life is, what the best genre, like chances are they're gonna tell you music that came out between the time of when they were 13 and 17. It's because that's when they felt it the most. And it doesn't matter what the music was. So for me, if you look at your life, Dipset. But it is. Still. Because the thing is, every time you hear Dipset,
music,
it brings you back to a piece of that feeling that you used to experience when you heard it for the first time, when you were that age. that you were so emotionally connected to it. I think that that's the most emotionally intense period of every human being's life.
That's a really deep observation, and that'd be dope if that's true. I can see that being true. So
well, we do know hormonally it is.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with
your
anything.
sensitivity is heightened, like we were talking about bbefore. The wind blows the wrong way. It's fucking
it's
fucking go time.
Oh, man, it's like the wind, bro. It hit my pants though. It hit my pants.
That was the worst time. A girl got up in class and he was like, "All right, come to the chalkboard and do this question, Keenan."
Can I carry my book?
And you came up with basketball shorts to school that day.
Oh yeah,
I have not worn sweatpants in my entire life since I turned 13. I had one day in class. Ever since then, never again have I ever worn sweatpants.
Understandable.
Damn,
that was me.
I was real scarred.
I wore basketball shorts under my stuff
because I didn't realize it was happening. So I got up and it was like everyone laughing kind of thing. I'm like, what are you guys?
It's so small.
Oh,
he's 13. He's 13.
If it was so small, they probably wouldn't have seen it. You know,
it's 13.
If it was so small, they wouldn't have saw it. You know, but as we were,
I'm sure everybody saw it.
Yeah.
We're all very proud.
You got him dissing. You got this guy trying to play big boy over here. I mean, the room got black.
Oh my god!
When I walked out this bitch at 13. Are you 13?
Now that we're in the shadow of my manhood, can we please continue?
Cam is dying.
So they get into this fight, and I mean, Tanjiro tells the guy like, "Yo, hold on to this girl because I got to fight this demon." And
Stay
the guy
close, I can protect you.
Yeah, he's trying to slash at him, but all of his swipes are too shallow because he's like, if I give a full swing, I'm gonna cut this dude's head off too.
Yeah.
Like I got to get him out of the way.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, they're talking to the demon like, "Oh, did you?" The guy's like, "Oh, did you take my girlfriend?" He's like, "Dude, I've killed so many girls. Like, is this her stuff?" Like,
right.
you see this?
Literally opens his like
that was gangster.
Yeah.
Like,
is she one of these
what is that name?
It's like General Grievous over here with like his all the Jedi lightsabers he fucking taking.
That was pretty tight.
How many hairpins?
Great.
You know,
Yeah.
you see your
Funny,
stuff,
like,
then yeah, I killed her.
He's like, why would I know their name?
Right.
Right?
Like,
I eat
dude, you just
motherfuckers,
You
like-
name the cow before you eat it? Like,
Right.
no.
Nice shoes. Let's.
Is this your bitch? That was dope.
So he's just like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you disrespect her." And so Tanjiro's trying to do this fight, but he's getting ganged up on with these three guys, and he can't go all out because he's got these other people to worry about. But just as one of these dudes is coming in for the kill stroke right on his face, his sister comes out the back and like kicks that dude.
Leonidas 300 kicks his ass.
Spins his head around.
Yeah.
Like at least 4 or 5 rotations on that neck.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
And that's her thing, huh? Kicking heads off.
Kicking heads. Hey, she's gotta move.
Yeah, that's
Sticks
her.
to
Yeah.
it. She kicks
She's
hard.
freaking Shawn Michaels.
The super kick. Sweet chin music.
Sweet chin music.
So that episode ends with her just like about to go in on some of the other ones. As Tanjiro's just like, "Oh, I guess I don't have to protect her as much as I thought I did."
Yeah.
Which is good for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Well, it gives him the sidekick because when this next episode starts off, like we see a flashback of his master kind of tells him a couple things actually, because Tanjiro's also got more questions for these demons, but he's not asking about how do I turn a demon human. He's got a specific name he's looking for, and that's because his master tells him like there's one demon that's out there
That started all the demons.
starting them all.
Yep.
This is
he's a
fucking
smooth-
Dracula.
He's
Yeah,
a smooth
exactly.
criminal.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it looks like fucking Michael Jackson
Yeah.
from Moonwalk or whatever.
I was like, all right.
Hey, why not though? Like if you're gonna draw inspiration, like I like it.
I like the character design.
I'm liking all the choices.
Yeah.
No. So he tells him. So that's who Tanjiro's looking for. And before he even gets his question answered, well, the other thing we see in the flashback is that his master's like, "Oh, I used hypnosis on your sister, so now she thinks all demons that try to harm humans are her enemy, and that all humans are her family."
Yeah. So
That's
she sees
dope.
this. She sees that guy and this girl who's knocked out, and she like pets him. It's just like I love you kind of shit. Don't worry. I got
Well,
you.
she sees her brother and sister too.
Because he said, "See them, you see your family."
Yeah.
And then that's cool.
So she starts to go in. So Tanjiro and this and his sister are tag teaming these guys, and like they're going in on it. And he kind of tells the other dude, just get away from here, like get the fuck out of here. He tries to get his sister to look after them because he's like, I'm gonna dive in. Like he jumps into the fucking pool to go in there
how
with those
gangster
sharks.
was that?
That was
Yeah.
hard.
That was extremely
Not knowing
brave.
she's like, all right, I'll be right back, y'all, and just jumps into this darkness of like this dark void.
That he didn't know was on the other side.
I would have been trying to
Bro.
slash it.
Didn't know he would get back out of there. He didn't know he's going to the bottom of the earth or what.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm going underground.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I feel like this is straight up rookie Demon Slayer move though, It's just like that's the only way I can come is going in where they're coming from. It's
I
like,
mean, yeah, it just happened to be that it worked out because he's in this like swamp water, and these demons are just like, you're in our domain now. He's like, well, actually,
my entire breathing technique.
Right.
yeah, everything just
Water.
lined up, so to be exactly what I wanted it
It's
to be.
the worst case scenario for you.
Right.
Yeah, because he's been training on this mountain with low oxygen, and then not only that, he's got these water techniques that he uses. He's like, being in the water makes this even
He was
stronger.
like, I'm better.
Yeah,
I've
he's
been
like
in Denver this whole
one
time.
particular technique I have. I don't even need to have my feet on the ground because it only works really well in water.
Yeah.
So welcome
played
to
yourself.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
Vortex.
much.
Vortex.
Congratulations.
He turns
You
that
praised
shit on
yourself.
Vortex, spins around, and then, I mean, he chops off their arm, but it's the Vortex
That keeps chopping.
that
Yeah.
whips their heads
Yeah, he
right
straight
off.
up just Vitamix blended them hoes.
Yeah.
Like,
Make a demon
Yes.
smoothie real quick.
Mhm.
yeah.
He does. He's put that shit on blend,
With the
and
NutriBullet.
And then
and he jumps out, and then there's just the one guy left. He grabs something on his way out. That's right.
Yeah.
He grabs a piece of fabric he sees floating on his way out, and he sees his sister's got the one left, and
so there's a cutscene of like before he comes out, like while he's fighting those guys and they're coming at him, they cutscene up to his sister and that demon, and that demon, it's all in the demon's head and what he's thinking, and he's just like, okay, I'm about to get her. It's like, oh shit, she's really strong. Like, okay. Like, she was throwing hands at him, and he was like having real trouble with her.
Yeah.
Then he's like, oh wait, nope, she's has these very predictable attacks. I can handle her. He cuts her face, and then that's when Tanjiro pops up out of the thing and cuts his arm off.
because she's strong, but she doesn't have training. So
Yeah.
she's got like just the go-to like
I'm gonna
regular
kick you.
punch.
Right.
You know,
Punch,
like,
yeah.
She has the A button, low kick and regular light punch. That's all she got so far.
pretty much. So he's blocking that shit, and so Tanjiro saves him, cuts off the arms, and he uses that moment to ask the dude about like, no, tell me about that guy. Tell me about this. I forget the main demon's name.
Hanzura or something.
Something like that.
But I thought it was fun because before he even asked him about that guy, he was just like, yo, like, tell me, he asked the question, like, can demons, or he asked him something, and the dude's just talking shit. He's like, nah, fuck you, blah, 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 or whatever. And then Tanjiro
Joker's
just,
his ass.
yeah, he literally Joker cuts him in the face. And Tanjiro was not playing, he's like, swoop. Like,
Yeah,
just cut
that's true.
Tanjiro had no
Fuck.
empathy for this demon because he smelled how many people he's killed.
Yeah.
He saw the remnants of those people under the water. He's just like, nah, done.
Ice is just like, this is what you're saying about the other one. Now, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I see your point, Ice. I see your point. No words necessary.
So he does ask him, like, he asks him about the main demon. The guy just starts freaking out. He's just like, I can't tell you. I can't tell you about him. And you
gets
see a
terrified.
flashback of when he was turned into a demon,
Yeah.
and the dude holding him up by his mouth, and he's just like, you can't tell anybody about me. If you do, I'll know.
I'll
Yeah.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll know immediately.
And I love how they introduced the antagonist here. Out the gate, he's immediately feared, and he's a shit.
Yeah.
It's not like, all right, who's this dude? He's just a boss. What does he do? It's like, no, this dude right here, he puts fear in all the demons' hearts.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, they introduced the antagonist perfectly. I was like, this is dope. How they did it.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, that was cool.
So that guy, he just waits for his arms to grow back and then charges Tanjiro, and Tanjiro's like, all right, well, fuck it. Chops his head off, and it's just like, well, that's a night's work. I grabbed this thing for you. And it turns out it's got his girl's bow in it, and he's real sad. He starts crying, and he's just like, at first he's kind of ungrateful. At first he kind of like, he's yelling at Tanjiro. I forget for exactly why, but he tells him like, you don't know what it's like. You can't possibly know what I'm going through right now.
Before I add you to this fucking body count. Talking about, man, you crazy?
Yeah. And so, but then as Tanjiro is walking away, I guess, I don't know if it's just like the energy he's giving off or the look he had in his eyes, just like, nah, man, that kid's been through a lot. And he's like, I'm sorry. I'm just going through a lot right now. Thank you.
His
I
hands,
think he felt his hands.
Oh, yeah, because he's just like, he doesn't have a child's hands. He's
Those
got
are-
like calloused, hard
Yeah.
work.
You
man's
can see 'em.
hands.
Those hands are real. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want the hands.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't want the hands in any sense of the word.
Yeah.
And it was dope too, because he could have easily went into some tangent. I mean, some monologue about all the shit that he's been through. Like, I came home to my fucking whole family getting ate by demons, but he was just like, oh, all right.
That how you
He's
sound?
like, he gave him advice. He gave him good advice. He was just like, hey man,
Hilarious.
all we can do is move forward regardless of how bad the loss is, as you were, and then like pretty much just leaves. And
That's why I love the writing on the show too.
yeah, it's very
love
concise,
it.
very
Yeah.
efficient.
Yeah. So as he's walking away, his crow shows back up. It's just like, I got another job for you.
He's like,
He was like,
I
God
just
damn.
got off this task.
Yeah.
I literally just killed the demon.
For the 8-hour shift, bro, I gotta go right back into work.
Like, God damn, I need a union.
Right.
So his bird's just like, okay, you got to go to Tokyo. So he goes off to the big city, and he's immediately floored, just like,
Rob, you
never,
were right. I didn't
Yeah.
want to tell you last episode. You were right though. Like Rob was like, "Did y'all see power lines?"
Yeah.
Like, you did. You did
Yeah.
see power
Yeah,
lines.
because they show up and like they've got like nice fountains. Like
Yeah.
this looks like
They got
They
cars. and
got
shit.
cars. Like electric
Trolley,
cars and
trolley,
shit.
trolley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
there's
is
a
like some
trolley.
early 20th century, like Japan just starting to get into the modern world type shit.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
it's got
like
some
the early-
electricity, and he's just like, "Whoa, my god! Like I've never seen all this stuff." Like
He
I
was
don't know what's
freaking
going
out.
He
on.
was intimidated.
Yeah, it's, I mean,
His face was
sensory
actually funny.
overload. Imagine
Yeah.
you live in the
Yeah.
fucking woods all your
Yeah.
life, and then you show up in a modern city or modern by those standards.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's totally
Freaking
floored.
out. Yeah.
But he insists. He's like, "Well, I got to get a bite. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten. Been out here slaying demons. Hungry boy."
This is it.
This is the part?
No, not this part. But like when he
The
comes
part
back to
later,
it.
yeah. So he shows up. He gets some udon noodles, and just as he's about to take a bite, he gets a whiff of something. He's just like,
He drops it.
He's like, fuck these damn noodles.
he drops the noodles, and he's just like, "That's the smell from my house."
He
Yeah.
immediately just like sprints off, leaves his sister there,
Mhm.
like gone,
Yeah.
and
Out
welcome.
in the middle of the crowd, he spots Michael Jackson. And
Yeah.
he-
Yeah.
he put the-
episode. Our antagonist is officially introduced in
Yeah.
episode 8.
I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Introduced him early.
Episode 7, actually,
Yeah,
because this
episode 7,
crazy moment, like,
is
because
at the end of 7.
he puts his hand on the shoulder of the guy, and he turns around, and he's just like, it's
yeah.
on right now,
Because you
and
see it in his eyes. Yeah.
and then he's holding this little girl, and he's just like. And then the
That's
girl
it.
calls him daddy.
Yep.
Then like his wife comes up and she's just like, "Honey, like who's this kid you're talking to?"
Tanjiro's like, what?
This guy's like got full on like Walter White, like sort of shit going on. He's hiding in plain sight. He's got a human wife and kid.
Yeah.
Tanjiro's just like, what the? He's like totally floored by this. And while this is going on, the dude just like all of a sudden swipes some dude's neck, turns him into a demon, and just like, nah,
that was
dude,
cool, yeah.
I'm the
so
one who
smooth.
knocks.
He was a
Yeah.
smooth criminal. Smooth. Because
Yeah.
he
Sure
was
was.
just like, sink. And that dude's neck, he was just like, oh, what the?
Yeah. And it happens so fast. That's what's cold
So
about
let
it.
me ask you this question. This is one of the questions that I had. In this moment, how are you dealing with this? Right?
I'm cutting his fucking head off.
Because when I saw this,
Mm.
like, I mean, you can't for the sake of the show.
Yeah.
We're 8 episodes, show's over.
Right. Right.
So, but if this is really you, this is real life you. Kid in hand or not, that kid's getting dropped with a headless father.
Yeah.
Like I'm not
Nice.
just nothing.
And you did that to my family. I'm returning the favor, bro.
I don't. I don't care. My family.
Just
at that
like
point,
Uma Thurman did in Kill Bill. When
And-
you come back, when you get older, come
All
get
I'm
your
saying-
feel
vengeance.
sore about it.
Here's the thing, and Brandon might be saying like it might not be as easy as we think it is.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
So
Is
I
that-
get that, but I'm
I
taking
don't
that
think-
attempt.
Yeah, I'm taking
All I'm
That
saying
attempt
is-
is happening.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, all I'll say is right now is that yes, an attempt may happen or whatever, but that would have ended the show in a different way, I think, because I don't think that we should by any stretch of the imagination underestimate this dude.
Oh no,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Nobody's
I don't
underestimate him at all.
I'm saying
this dude's a
I'm
beast.
going for it.
Yeah,
though.
I'm not sitting there being like, oh man.
No, but I think, but at the same time, Tanjiro, like, I understand Tanjiro's reaction because
Yeah,
he
of
shows
course.
up and he's like, this person looks like a human from behind, but
Yeah.
you smell like a demon. Like, what's going on? Like, you don't just run around slashing people.
Right.
But he
So-
knew he was a demon.
But here's
Yeah.
the thing too. The reason why, and I don't know how it was really set up. He sees this guy from a distance.
yeah.
I don't know if the guy knows he's coming from a distance.
Mhm.
So if that's the case, that's slice right there. Or
Yeah.
at least attempting right there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Not after the grab and we talk for a second, we make eye contact.
I'm just saying, on that attempt, the show would have ended in one way or another.
Hey,
I don't think necessarily things would have worked out great for Tanjiro.
Yeah, I
had
don't
he
think
killed
it would
that
have
guy at
either.
that moment.
If
But-
he
But
would
I-
have came from with that sneak attack with a sword, I think would not have been a good look for Tanjiro. That's
No.
what
but
I'll
do you
say.
think this guy operates in front of his family that way at that point?
I think in that moment he would have.
I think Tanjiro would have got him though, because he didn't know. He
Yeah.
was just chilling.
From what I know, from what it seems like he didn't know, but
He
even
had
if
no
he does
idea.
attempt to block, I'm not saying he doesn't because Brendan obviously knows more. But I'm saying even if he does bust him off, I don't think he goes all out and kills Tanjiro. I think he's just
Yeah.
kind of like, yo, chill, bruh. We'll
Yeah.
get to it type
Right.
shit.
Yeah, it
and
kinda
that's
reminds me
pretty
of, like-
much what he does.
Yeah.
And he does it in a different way. In
Yeah.
yeah.
American gangster kind of like he kind of had that Denzel feeling
Yeah.
where it's just like, you won't shoot me in front of all these people.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, like,
Red
Sorry,
Tops,
Idris.
yeah.
Red Tops, where the pack with my money at? Fuck out of here, Frank.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here,
That's
Frank.
fucking crazy.
Shot
Oh,
him broad
man.
day. And went back to eating.
Yeah,
was
back
it.
to his
Back to his
restaurant.
Back
meal.
to my coffee.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, like-
But so yeah, that guy, the demon creates another demon in the middle of this crowd, who then turns and bites his date. And Tanjiro's just like, oh shit, like I gotta put a stopper on this one right now.
Yeah.
And while he's dealing with that chaos, that dude just takes his family, just like, nah, honey, I don't know that guy. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Just
This
fades
This is
back into the
dangerous
crowd.
now. I don't know what's going on.
And then
Yeah.
the police, punk ass police. Fucking police, man.
Police are they trash in every era, dog.
Pretty much. Yeah, because they show up. I mean, this is the bridge between this episode and the next one. They show up and they're just like, get off that guy. Like, he's just like, I can't. Like, if I let him go, he's going to go crazy.
Yeah.
He's
I'm saving y'all right now.
Right.
Like,
But then this mythical type of stuff comes up.
Yo, tell me the
before-
animations
but-
on that.
But before
Fire.
before that, I think it was dope because he said that shit with his soul to the dude. He was like, I don't give a fuck where you gonna be at. I will follow you to the depths of hell.
Yeah, as he's
I thought that shit was dope.
Yo,
He was
he said pretty much this, and this is what I think made this even doper.
We have a real enemy now, but yeah.
With that, but he was like, yo, I will never forgive you.
Right, for what you did.
Not just my family now, bro. What you done to everybody that you did this to.
Yeah.
So now, whatever his motive was, is now just boosted and heightened. So that's what, to me, now the stakes are higher for this show,
100%.
for this protagonist.
Yeah.
And he just said it just how he said it. You never seen his emotions flip like that.
Yeah,
like,
he's like, I would never forgive
like he
you.
felt. I felt. Then y'all talking about feelings. I felt when he told him like, bro,
I agree. Yeah.
the depths of hell. I don't give a fuck where you at. Well, I don't care what you doing.
Coming for you.
I'm coming for you. We coming for you.
Oh.
Hulk Hogan, coming for you.
I mean, because all those kids, or if you do feel any sort of sympathy for these demons at all, for where they originally came from, this dude's the reason for it.
You're right.
Father.
Right. Yeah.
So, So as he's holding him down, trying to talk the police back down, we see a quick cutscene. Somebody like slashes their wrist, but like these flowers start coming out of it, and
Beautiful
everybody's just like,
animation.
"Whoa, what the fuck?
That
I can't
animation
see.
is
I
so
can't see what's
gorgeous.
going
That
on."
was pretty tight.
So bright.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like the colors and everything about it. I was like, this is just.
At first, I thought like maybe like the police clocked him over the back of the head, and he had like passed out and was starting to just like trip or some shit.
Yeah. Just
But-
on DMT.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But no, this woman shows up and is just like, hey, we're covered right now. Like, come along with me. I'll help you out.
Yep.
And there's actually, they kind of cut away from that for a while. And we cut back to the demon lord, saying goodbye to his family. He's like, oh no, I got to go to a meeting. Like, honey, it's like 9 p.m. Like, you going to the office at this point? He's like, yeah, I got some.
I want to go talk to the police. It's cool.
I got some work to do. Plus, I'm really worked up after that thing with the
this
kid.
scene right here.
Yeah.
This scene right here. I loved everything.
You want to take us through it? Yeah.
May I walk through the scene with you,
Yeah,
gentlemen?
absolutely.
So he leaves his family. They pull off. First of all, in this time period, he has not only a family, but he has a car and a driver. We don't see very many cars already. This motherfucker's loaded.
Yeah.
It's like he has a car. He's like,
Dracula
yo,
level is
Garcon.
accurate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Garcon, take him on. Like, this is Dracula. But then he's like, all right. Then he turns down a dark alley, and then it switches frame to this group of three, like a big guy, a little guy, and a girl, and they're pretty much talking about how drunk they are. Like, I'm not drunk yet. You can see his face is red and whatever. And then he falls into our antagonist, falls into him and hits him, and then our antagonist apologizes.
Yeah.
He's
My
like,
bad.
He's like, please excuse me, and continues to walk. And the dude grabs his shoulder and is like, nah, I don't like your fancy ass clothes. I don't like you. What up? And then he's just like,
He
still doesn't do anything. He's like, tries to keep walking. The guy gets in front of him, is like, what's up with your skin? It's so pale. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And he backhands him into a wall that kills him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
wha!
I didn't feel bad for him either.
Yeah.
No, him I didn't feel bad for.
He
This
was just
lady,
like,
though,
his whole, he snapped.
We'll
when he
get
was like,
there.
wait,
Well, because
my skin?
I'm
Wait
one
a
of those
minute.
people that's like, when you keep fucking with somebody that don't want you to fuck with them, and you
Something
keep
may happen.
going,
Yeah.
one, they probably telling you like,
I don't know
for
if he
your
deserved
safety.
to die.
Yeah.
I feel like he deserved to get like a good solid punch.
I didn't know he was dead until, of course, when they say. I
No,
thought he just
he's
knocked
dead.
him out. Yeah, of
I
course.
knew right when he hit impact.
When he hit that wall, though,
That's
his
dead.
head was bleeding.
Yeah,
Like
he's
he was.
dead.
Yeah, he
But
caved
I
his
was
face
just like,
in.
yo, bro, like, at that point, I'm one of them people that like, yo, a lot of times people that do stuff like that, it's for your safety.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay out of this because I don't want to hurt you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and when it happened, that's why I was kind of like, well, it is what
Well, I'm
it
saying,
is.
but it happened so fast, you didn't even see his hand. Like the dude just
Yeah.
hit the wall, and then his brother, like, then the girl's like, "Oh my God, he's not breathing, he's dead." And then his big brother's like, "Oh,
My
fuck you,
kid
dude, let's
brother."
go."
I don't even think he finished his sentence, and he
Yeah.
got fucking launched.
Kicked.
Yeah.
He got kicked into the air, but he kicked him so high in the air that my man already, like, his guts already came out of his mouth. He bled down. The blood hit the ground before he did. Like that scene in itself
Crazy.
was crazy.
I think it's just dope that he's proven his gangster well before.
Yeah.
Like, that's
That's
like
what I'm
Keenan
saying.
said. Like,
No.
he's proven it well. Like, there's not nobody looming in the darkness that they got to work their way to. He's showing you, like, I'm the shit now.
Yep.
Like,
So
Yeah.
whenever this kid does get, whenever Tanjiro gets to him, it's like it ain't gonna be no easy battle.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So he kicks him into the air. The blood hits the ground. Guy hits the ground. Then he goes over and he gets into this scene.
This girl did not deserve
Yeah,
it.
she
She's
did
the
not.
one that I'm like, oh, just let her go.
Yeah.
So
This is the younger brother's fault.
So it feels like there's a chance because he gets down on her face and he looks at her and she's scared and he just like grabs her face and he says, "Do I look pale to you? Do I look unsightly? Do I look like I'm dead? Do I not look like a human?"
Look at me, bitch.
So for us, this gives us motivation of what this demon is trying to do.
Right.
It tells us about his character
Right.
and the kind of person that he is.
Yeah.
And what triggers him? He's basically
And what
Bulma.
triggers him. So, and then he's just like, she doesn't say anything. She's like petrified of fear. So he takes his finger, and you see his fingers look like a regular human fingernail. Then it turns purple and grows into a point. And then he just sticks it right into the middle of her forehead, like right into her brain. And then he's just like, well, you know what happens if I just keep feeding you my blood and you see your body start to shake and convulse. And he's like, if I give you too much of it, your cells can't take it. They break down and then they explode. And then he pretty much just takes his finger out. And then she's like freaks out, turn into this blob of like disgustingness, and
It's
then
like
melts.
X-Men 1.
Yeah.
Remember that shit
Yeah.
when they tried
Yeah.
to mutate those people by force or whatever?
It's
Yeah.
it's so funny because this happened in Dragon Ball Super. I guess this was the opposite though. But like insulting somebody, and that's what kind of gets to them.
Yeah.
Like in Dragon Ball Super, when I think it was Magetsa, he insulted him. He was like, "Oh, you're making me sad." Remember?
Yeah.
And then this one is like, when you make fun of this dude, he's just like, "Yo, everything else, you bumped me. You probably could have stopped me." But like, "Hey man, you shouldn't be hitting me, but you call me pale."
He's like Bulma.
Eh.
He just wants
Well,
the fountain of youth.
And it does say a lot. I didn't even think about it that way of establishing his goals, that this is the most powerful guy of all the other powerful demons we've seen so far. They're monstrous. They're like, they got horns coming out of their head. They're like 20 feet tall and like a ton of arms. This dude is the most powerful, the pinnacle of power, and he just looks like a dude.
Yeah. And so he makes her explode. And one of the things that kills me is that the last thing this blob does is reaches up towards him before she dies. And then he just slowly stands up after explaining to her while she was dying, why she was dying, or how she was dying, I should say, not why. And then he snaps his fingers, and immediately two demons are just right behind him. It's like, ninja a poof of a ride.
Ninja vanish.
And he's like, I need you to find the Demon Slayer with the earrings with the red suns on them. They have a name. And bring me his head. And then he has a flashback to another Demon Slayer that it seems like he had a tough time with that had those same earrings on.
Probably.
Now
So-
he has motive.
Who is Tanjiro's family?
Yeah.
We don't know.
What's going on here?
They had red hair, huh?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
red hair.
Yeah.
So who is Tanjiro's family? Who is this guy with the red sword?
And I feel like it's
And-
his pops.
You know what I'm saying? And what's about to happen?
Pops ain't shit.
Yeah. So
He's been
Next
demon
time-
slaying for the past
Yeah.
20 years.
So this is just my prediction. His father left to save them.
And he came back on him.
So his father left to save his family. So that's why his father's not there anymore, right? So that was to save them. So this Demon Slayer, whoever that he fucked with, wouldn't go after his family. I don't know how he got to his family or picked up a scent or whatever it was, but he found out about his family, he killed him, and I don't know I don't know the pop.
am I allowed to tell you guys what I don't know?
No.
No, I'm in the sense of like saying like this.
That's not it.
No. What I'm not saying that that's not it.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is like, am I allowed to tell you guys something and saying, as far as the show has progressed this far, I don't know the answer to this question or something like that. Like,
I'm going to say no.
No, I'm going to say no, too.
You can tell me off air, Brennan.
it's not a spoiler though.
But it is,
But
'cause
it is,
then I
because
know
that
what's
takes
not
that theory
coming.
away from us.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can tell me, Brennan. It's no problem, brother. You
I
can
feel
tell me.
like I feel
If
like
if it's considered by consensus a spoiler, fuck you. I'm not doing it.
Aw,
That's what I was
come on.
pretty much.
Give
That's
me
pretty
what I
much.
want, Brennan.
That's pretty much what I was
Give
asking.
it to me. Hey, pause.
I ain't give, hell yeah, pause and hell no. I will
Oh my
not give
God,
away a
You
spoiler.
guys are foolish. I think his dad is a demon.
Could be.
And that's why he didn't come back.
Maybe he did get, like, he's hiding. He's ashamed.
Yeah, he's just
Could
like,
be.
I can't come back.
Maybe.
So after that,
From
we see
there-
these two kids that pretty much we find out that it's two kids that that this guy summons. But we'll get back to that because what happens next is Tanjiro goes back, and this is the filler. He goes back to the udon restaurant. This filler is literally 12 seconds.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
He's like, you disrespect my
I feel like,
fucking
and
noodles.
I feel
Yeah.
like that show needed that because to that point, I'm like,
Pretty dark.
You can't take a
I'm
breath.
like, I need to breathe.
Yeah, like you can't take a breath. It's
I,
like,
I was so happy that came. And the parts after that with the dude that's basically, she's so beautiful. You need to
Yeah.
listen to her. He was fucking judo flipping his
Yeah,
ass
that's
around.
funny.
Yeah,
like,
it has
I
a lighter
needed-
feeling to it.
I
It
needed all of
because
that.
this show is so intense. You gotta have breaks.
Yeah.
So the first break is with the udon noodle guys, like because as we said earlier, Tanjiro drops the bowl, busts the bowl full of noodles open, and just leaves to go fight the Demon King dude or Dracula, we should say. And then when he comes back, comes back to find his sister, and he's like, "You left me with your sister, and you disrespected my goddamn noodles."
Yeah, he's like, I'm not even worried about the bowl you broke.
I'm not worried about the money.
The noodles.
I'm not worried about the money. I'm not worried about any of that shit. You disrespected my cooking. So Tanjiro's like, "I'll eat 2 of them motherfuckers."
Because he's like, "You eat noodles. Your sister eat noodles. You take that bamboo out of her mouth. You both eat these noodles."
Yeah. He's like, "I'll eat 2. Just let me eat 2." And he ate the 2, and the dude was like, "Okay," and that was it. That was the end of the scene. Over. And then they walk away, and that guy who was with the girl with the flowers in her arm, pretty much, he's just standing there, and he's just like, "Come with me."
He's like, "I don't even know why she wants you."
But he throws shots. Yeah. He throws shots before that. He's like, "And what is that with you?" "Oh, that's a demon with you." "Oh, she's so unsightly." Like, call his sister ugly.
And he's like, eyesore. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate that he sticks up for his sister, but he's just like, "You see how hot my sister is?"
Yeah,
It's like, all right.
I feel like he walked the line.
You gotta put her under the light.
You gotta put her into the light, like
like that episode of Seinfeld. She looks good in a certain type of lighting. When No, but I felt like he was just like, you see how bad my sister is? I would never tell anybody my sister's bad.
I think I honestly think what he was saying is like, because the thing is, also, how would you feel if somebody called your sister butt ugly? You'd be like, my sister's not ugly.
Man, you're wild.
My genetics are not ugly. I'd be like, my sister is beautiful, is what you would say. You wouldn't say she's hot. You wouldn't say she's bad. You say she's very pretty.
I would say my
family.
sister's a good person. Yeah, she's a good person. You don't say that shit about her, hurt her feelings. Yeah, I have 2 sisters. I have a half sister and a stepsister.
So you don't think either of your sisters are pretty?
Yeah, I think they are. Yes. But that's different. But
if they say that to me, like, I'm gonna have to come after you.
If I came at you and said your sister's ugly, shit, you're like, "No, they're not. Like, my sister's pretty." Like, shut up.
He's honest. She's the pride of our village. Everybody loves her.
But the village was.
Do you see her face? You see these angles
in the middle of nowhere.
You gotta remember, Brennan. Also, too, I'm a comedian. So if we're in this space right here, and you're like, your sister, I would like, my sister thinks she's cute, Brennan. You be like, ugh. I'd be like, no disrespect, I get it, bro. So I would take that as that. But if you just walked up to me and was like, your sister ugly as fuck, I'd be like, hey, bro, out of this disrespect, I'd be like, hey, fam, that's different.
So so we understand that he has a reaction to the disrespect.
Yes, of course. I don't think he's like in love with his sister. It's it was funny.
Yeah, of course.
But so he's leading him to the platform 9 3/4 down this alleyway.
Right?
And he's just like, oh no, you keep going through this wall. Turns out at the end of the dead end,
I had that exact thought,
right? It leads to a house where this other demon lives, and she's a doctor that treats the wounds of people that are wounded by demons, or people that are mortally wounded or sick or anything. And she says, we get the download from her that she's like, listen, we're demons, but we're not. I found a way to break the curse of the hunger for human flesh, basically. Yeah. We can exist off of basically blood transfusions. I can take those in and I tell them they're for people. We suck them down like juice boxes and nobody gets hurt. But she also says she's able to transform some people into demons if they are like mortally wounded and if they agree to it, if they want to continue life as a demon, which is what this other guy that her right hand man is what happened, I guess. We don't know if he was like wounded or sick or whatever, but the two of them are both demons that aren't hungry for human flesh. And she said it took her 200 years to be able to figure out how to do it.
He was floored by that. He was
like,
200? You've been alive that
long?
Man,
Tanjiro was getting slapped up by this kid, though. Like,
yeah, and she keeps, and the girl just keeps going like, like, hey, quit hitting him, or else like, and
you hit him again, I'll hit you. Pretty much.
Yeah, he's like,
she looks so beautiful today.
Yeah. But she basically says, I can figure out a way, I think, to turn your sister back. There is a way to do it. But if we're going to do that, we need basically samples from your sister. We're going to have to keep your sister here, do some experiments on her with her blood. And we're also going to need you to go out and get the blood of other powerful demons that are very closely related to the lead demon. That's the only way we can do this. And I can't do that on my own.
And by close, I mean like
on level with his power.
Yeah.
Which is the power you don't even know.
Right.
Like,
and then right outside of that shit, like his two ninja demons are making their way up the alleyway and they're smelling him out. This one dude who keeps his eyes closed, he's got kind of the Pan's Labyrinth, like the eyeballs in the hand or whatever. He's sensing their whole movement, tracks him down, and then the other girl who's got these like crazy bouncy balls or whatever just starts throwing him through the fucking house like wrecking balls.
Bombardment.
Yeah. And they basically tell him, hey, come on out and play. We're here for you. And that's where they wrap up the episode 8.
Yeah.
They smoked that.
What are y'all thinking right now about this show? 8 episodes in. We only got 5 episodes left. before we at least stop. I'm not gonna stop, so I'm gonna keep watching after the 5.
I can't wait until you see the episode that we just.
I'm hyped to see it.
Oh, that's crazy that we're. Yeah, next week's the last week we're talking about this show. That's nuts.
I said we're only doing 13 episodes.
win.
If you guys can vote, if you guys want to vote for it, we could take it up to 17 or whatever. But that's up to y'all.
No.
But I'm saying, like, I tell you right now, the episode that happened this past weekend.
Yeah, we already know. Ice is like,
Yeah, Ice is like, if you hype up anything ever, then I hate it, no matter what it is. You know, it's like,
we're not
it's
gonna
whatever.
go there because
Whatever. But Ice, how do you feel about it?
I gotta start the shit.
All right, Rob, how do you feel about it?
I like it. I think there's little moments here and there where I'm kind of like, I feel like you just kind of went against some shit you said earlier. Like, just little things like, and I was talking about it before the show. It's nothing that's a deal breaker, but it's little things here and there that I'm like, but I thought you said earlier this other shit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, if they don't get their sword until after the Demon Slayer trials, then what sword are they using beforehand, and why wouldn't they just keep using that sword? Like,
because it got the same properties.
it clearly gets the job done.
Yeah.
So what's up with that? And then there's other kind of little things where they're just like, oh, demons, reproduce this way, but then later on they're just like, oh, well, there's really only one demon that does that. And then for then later then to be like, well, actually, I have another way that to recreate demons. It's just like, so there's little things like that. But the good things about the show, I think, kind of outweigh that, and those are sort of minor details that don't really bother me too much.
No anime is perfect, I guess.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. It's a fun show.
I would say one anime is perfect. I'm not damn near close to perfect.
If you say Naruto,
no, I was gonna say Brotherhood. I feel like Brotherhood is damn near close.
Brotherhood is close to the because even episode length it wasn't super long. It wasn't even 100 episodes, I don't think.
No, Naruto has
there's some filler in there. But how do you feel, Keenan?
I mean, it was so dope. I watched the next episode.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Spoilers?
I had to watch
Spoiling
it.
ass Keenan.
You're
God
a
damn it,
spoiling
Keenan.
ass, damn.
No, I'm not. I mean, that's like me just watching ahead in the sense of like I gotta watch the next ones anyways.
But
for
we
next
haven't
week.
went over it.
It was a crazy cliffhanger. I wouldn't have been.
That's spoilers,
Wait,
bro.
Rob, did you
not.
want to watch the next episode?
Yeah, no, definitely. I didn't, but
Yeah,
I wasn't.
but how was
I'm
that
not surprised
spoilers,
to
though?
hear
That is
that.
spoilers
Keenan-
because we haven't
how
went
was it
over it. You
spoilers?
have insight on something that we don't. Rob and I don't have that insight for the next episode. So that's a spoiler.
You could have watched ahead though, because it's
No,
out
how
there
you
for
gonna say you could have watched ahead?
You can.
I have a question. Have
That's
you
a
done? Is this the
spoiler.
first time you've done this in the history of us in this show? Where you watched ahead before we actually got
spoil
there?
it for yourself.
It sounds like because you've never said that before.
No, this is first time.
Okay, so that means you really
Interesting.
like the show then.
I really liked
and
this
you-
show a
yeah,
lot.
you're
Like when I was
spoiling it
watching
for-
that, because I was just like, because for me I was just like, I have to see. Because when I was just like, it doesn't matter. It's not a spoiler because we're doing the show and the episodes are out.
But
Stop.
that's insight.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
It
matter.
does.
No, it
you
doesn't.
know something that we
All right,
don't.
I think this argument doesn't matter. But
doesn't.
Yeah,
what,
just
how
don't
do you feel
spoil
about
it
the
for
show?
me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't say anything. I said nothing, so I don't know what
how
he's
do you feel
bitching
about the show?
It's still a
Yeah,
spoiler.
the show is fire,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not a spoiler. So it shows fire. I watched it because it was like I was gonna watch the next 4 and just take my notes down. So I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't gotta rewatch them again.
Do you have any drawbacks to the show?
Not much. I at these few episodes, I started to notice because Rob kind of planted that in my head about them saying what he's doing and stuff like that. He kept doing it, and I was like, they didn't need for him to
But
say
it did tailor off from the first.
It
4
did
episodes.
actually.
Like I
It did
told you
tailor
guys.
off.
I'm
but-
thinking of it now. It didn't bother me nearly as much.
That's
the
not.
last
I
few
think they did
episodes.
that. I think that was a necessary story tool to be able to make it so that we can advance the story as quickly as they did.
I mean, I get the
I agree.
exposition. It was a little bit just.
But-
Yeah. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
But once Rob
They
had
went over
planted
to it.
that seed, I was kind of like looking for it, I guess.
Yeah.
So when it happened, I was kind of like, oh, I see why this. I can see why this would bother somebody like Rob and this. It doesn't. I get it.
Yeah.
But that's really it because the animation style is dope, the story is dope, the action's dope.
Music's dope.
They ain't the music's fire because the way they slice and stuff. In the next episode, so there's some stuff.
but he didn't spoil.
I didn't spoil anything. I still didn't spoil anything. I'm just saying the sound.
I'd be
design,
more up in arms if you would watch like the episode that had just came out that everybody said was
Yeah,
fire.
I would be. I would have flipped the
That's
table.
different.
I would have flipped the
That's
table.
basically the same.
No, it's not. I mean, that
It's-
skipped like 7 episodes to watch that one.
How many
That's
episodes
spoiling.
Is it? It's episode 18 is what I watched this weekend.
So I would skip like 5 or so
Oh
episodes.
yeah, we are real
9
close.
episodes.
9 episodes. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, we could just catch up, but that's really up to you guys and how you feel because we can just catch up to where it is and just be like, all right, cool, maybe we'll come back to this because we know how many episodes. There's going to be 26 episodes,
Yeah.
so we know that. We knew that from the last.
I'm
thing.
in,
Okay.
but it's up to you guys
I'm
if you guys
not.
want to stop it. And
I
I
well,
wouldn't. I want to cut it off at 12.
That's not a
13.
bad idea.
13 is what we're doing.
Yeah, because I could
whatever
see
it is,
like
yeah.
coming back to it later on
Yeah.
because
finish-
it's still coming out
and
and
finishing
it's like,
the rest of the season up.
No, but I want to
Yeah.
hear what Ice has to say.
I'm not saying to cut it off because it's.
I thought you were gonna say cut it off
because
because it's trash.
No,
like
it's
this
not
is
trash.
garbage. I don't want to watch
No,
this.
no.
How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it?
It'll be trash by the time we get to 13.
It's a good. It's a
him.
good anime. I'd say that much.
You sound so unimpressed.
I am. I am. I'm unimpressed by it, but it's cool. I enjoy it. I'm not. These last 2 episodes I want to watch it.
Yeah.
For that reason, for this to go on, but like
the antagonist.
if I for some reason stop watching it, I wouldn't be like, damn, I got to go back and watch Demon Slayer. But at the same time, it's not a average anime. It's like above average.
There's not many animes that I go back and rewatch the whole thing. Like we talked about this before. Most animes I go back and I'll watch certain scenes or certain episodes because like this episode resonated with me a lot. And I was like, damn, it's just fire. I gotta watch it.
No, and on to that point, like you guys, I want you guys to realize that when I pick an anime, I realize that I'm about to rewatch the whole thing.
Right.
I do fully realize that. I almost never do that. I do just like what Keenan said is I will go back and I'll watch like certain scenes or certain fights that I want to see again. This anime, when I picked it to watch it again, I knew. I mean, as soon as like you guys remember like how it went, like what are you gonna watch?
Yeah.
Like immediately I was like Demon Slayer. Then I was like, well, let me see if there's something else I should consider. You know,
But for
Yeah.
him, I feel like too is just like he hasn't really been challenged yet. The fights don't carry any weight for me. Like I'm not like, oh shit, this is about to be like. It's just like it's just okay. It's like checking the boxes. I think that's what this show is doing. Is like I feel like I don't mean to bring up Goblin Slayer again, but it's like if somebody looked at Goblin Slayer and saw all what was wrong with it, and it was like, okay, if I were to do my own shit, this is what I would do, and they kind of checked all the boxes. This show is just checking the boxes. It's not doing nothing terribly wrong, but it's not doing something so over the top, maybe outside of the sound design that's flooring me.
and the animation
Animation is dope too, but if you
and the storytelling,
nah, the storytelling not at all. Is checking the box.
I disagree.
Antagonist with a lot of power, family ties. Check. It's not doing nothing that's like.
I can't tell if you're being like authentic right now or if you're just doing this to be Ice.
No,
honestly, I feel like I do.
This
I'm gonna say
is-
this. I'm gonna say this and be real. I'll be like, I think Ice trolls on this show.
It's not. This
definitely
is how I really feel.
I definitely think he trolls.
This is how, like I said, yeah.
So are you a troll?
No, you're still the troll amongst us, but
I think I'm the antagonist. I'm not the troll. There's a difference.
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
No. Troll is very different than
I'm not.
antagonist.
No, this is how I really feel.
An
Just like
antagonist
I
has their
what
own
I said-
motivations.
What
and
I
like their
said
own
last
beliefs of
night
what should
is how I
happen.
feel too, and which I fail to realize. Rob feels the same way I do. He just articulates it differently, and he's that's all it is.
Okay, let's pause that. Rob, do you agree with everything he just said?
I mean, yeah, kind of. I'm like, this is a cool show. I might disagree a little bit. I think the antagonist is kind of what sets this show apart right now, and I'm really excited to see how that develops. But I think Ice does bring up a lot of good points. He hasn't been super challenged yet, and the idea that he hasn't been. I mean, it's still early. You got to kind of get to that. I understand
That's what
that.
I figured. Yeah, I wasn't
But
expecting it.
I mean, it's 8 out of 12 episodes.
Yeah.
So
I like it, but
13.
and I would
13,
recommend.
yeah.
So far, I would recommend it. But I wouldn't. It's not like my favorite anime there.
Yeah.
That
no, I ain't got shit to say when Rob said. Fuck y'all.
No, because and the point of your one point of him not being challenged, I don't disagree with. But I also know that it's 8 episodes, so I don't expect him to be challenged yet. I mean, you look at Mob Psycho, he wasn't really challenged until around
13.
Like
us,
the end
us
of the
closing
the
the
end
show
of the
up.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
wasn't
don't
challenged
expect
till-
that.
But I've
So-
enjoyed Mob up until this point. 8 episodes in, I enjoyed Mob Psycho more than I enjoyed this show.
Mob Psycho had a lot more laughs.
Yeah.
Like it was just
It's a different kind of enjoyment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. if
This
you-
show has
saying it's
one
better
laugh.
or not, and even though I pick Mob is more comedic because of the One Punch Man style, and then it has the action.
Well, I
But
mean, for me, it's like if you really enjoy comedic anime, this is not your anime.
But it's not that I
this is
enjoy
dark.
comedic anime. I just enjoy anime in general, and I just
gotcha.
feel like I said, 8 episodes in, I would pick Mob. 8 episodes in, I would pick Megalobox before this. Like, if you want to go back to the stuff that I watch, like
I don't disagree with that, to be honest. I do like the show, but I could see
I won't
that.
fight you
well,
on that.
8
but
episodes
I
in
don't
on
agree, I don't fight
Megalobox, we were all on our head right now.
Yeah.
You remember this is the episode where
do.
like the veteran shit came
you.
in.
Yeah.
But
We
I'm
were just
saying,
like,
but that's not. But it's not really comedy in there. So if you want to say something
So
that's not
deep.
comedy that I would
Yeah.
appreciate more,
That's fair.
it'd be Megalobox.
Yeah, well, I don't agree, but I won't fight you on it.
No, I
Well,
think those are
yeah,
good
I
points.
mean, I could see that 100% that point. Megalobox being.
I'm biased as shit because I've seen all 18 episodes. So for me right now, I'm just like, this anime is unfucking real. And it's like, and watching the foundation being built again for the second time. Like the first time I saw it, I missed so much shit. That I'm just like, oh wow, okay, they did talk about that. They did put that in. I'm like, I don't remember that at all.
Rob,
but at the same time, it's hard to remember because I couldn't binge it. Yeah. So when I was watching it, I was watching one episode per week. Yeah. So it's like, how do you remember each little detail from like, all right, well, this got brought back, but it was 6 weeks ago that detail was dropped. Yeah. And now I'm watching it all as one. And I'm just like, this is actually it is a completely different experience to binge anime than it is to watch it on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
It is.
That's why I don't do it. I can't. Yeah. Weekly? Can't
so, but
Rob,
all right.
Can you do me one favor, though? If you get the chance, can you watch Hunter x Hunter for me, please?
Someday, sure.
Yeah, he watch. Thank you. I think the thing is what I know, and we'll wrap it up right after this. Ice's complaint is that when Rob says what he said, and then we're like, okay, we don't have much to say. The reason why we say we don't care, like we be like, all right, whatever, Ice, because you say everything is trash.
I don't say everything is trash. I just called Brotherhood one of probably the closest to a perfect
perfection.
Anime.
Yeah.
Okay. I also said Mob Psycho was dope. Also said that Megalobox was dope. So I give credit where credit is due.
You rarely do, and then you said classic animes weren't good and stuff like that. That's why me and Brandon even in the group said no, I didn't agree with.
You didn't. So you didn't say Dragon Ball Z was whack.
I said Dragon Ball Z was whack. How would I say it's whack is my favorite anime?
No, you said it's even though it's my favorite because of a nostalgia point. You always said it was the same. We was on the same page with that.
No, I said I could see how people would say it is. And it's like it's not as
Dragon Ball Z Kai is amazing, but it's hard to watch.
Yeah, Kai.
All right, but either way. What's your handle, Rob? How can we find you?
I'm RV Danger on Twitter, RV Danger 44 on Instagram, or something like that. Maybe flip him, reverse him. RV Danger, you'll find me.
Yeah, I'm at Mr. Producer Face on the gram, and you guys should definitely check out The Curse of Akakor on Facebook Watch. It is a streaming platform on your Facebook already. You already have it. It costs no money. Check it out. You might see your boy in the jungle being a boss.
Oh, yeah, it'll be out
in the hat.
By the time this episode drops, that episode will be out.
You gonna have that fuck ass hat on.
Every episode.
It's in the trailer.
Oh my god.
Every episode.
So it drops. What days does it drop?
It drops August 11th today.
But like
today,
is it every Sunday?
Yeah. Every Sunday.
Every Sunday. Okay.
So yeah, we can just, if you guys are open to it, like we can just have a couple minutes where we just say, what did you guys think of that episode?
Absolutely.
This is definitely man-made.
Yeah.
Is that a bone?
You know what?
These are all Brennan quotes.
Let's not do that.
We should make a soundboard. Cameron, can we do that?
Yes.
Please, Brennan. Please.
I really appreciate that we did it. Okay, how do we reach you, Ice? Fuck.
The eye exam, THEIYEXAM, and I want to say this: Hunter x Hunter is okay. It's okay anime.
Keenan, please don't respond to him.
I'm not. You can find me at Keenan Baker on every single thing. Follow us at AnimeShun Podcast on everything. We're not on Twitter yet, but on Facebook,
Instagram.
I appreciate our Facebook people.
And I know I gotta just
appreciate
get on
all
there.
y'all.
I try to put the videos straight from Instagram on Facebook now. That's what I've been doing. But
Nice
we
little
thank
back
all
and forth.
y'all for like listening and continuing with us
Yeah.
and following along with us. I know a lot of y'all wanted us to watch Demon Slayer, so we're watching it, motherfuckers. Get off my back.
Yeah.
And like, I guess, if anybody found us through your boy Rock Lee that posted
Oh
the
yeah,
video,
your boy Rock
I mean,
Lee. Shout out
thanks
to
for
your boy
checking
Rock
us
Lee.
out.
Yeah, he did like a little video kind of thing with us.
Thanks, Rock
And
Lee.
he shouted us out, showed us some love, and we get some love from it. Y'all been not necessarily agreeing with us.
No, we got Ice and I got into the comments with a few people.
Yeah, we dropped down into the swamp.
Yeah, we ready to cast the fade
Hey, man,
online.
All y'all
so
gotta
what's
do is
up?
a vortex and it's over.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta
We're
do.
moving the vortex
I did it,
out
but
for sure.
Rob did it way more than I did.
You know what Rob's hand? He got them Tanjiro hands. Man.
Hilarious.
I got into it with one of the guys.
But
It's all good fun.
But we appreciate y'all, man. We'll see y'all next week, and thank you for tuning into another episode of AnimeShun. We out.
Peace.
And so anime was solved forever.